first boy that you see sitting on the window over here, he's actually at the moment asleep. Just as we are wondering, Aram is also wondering, where did the horse come from? It is no harm, pay no attention to it. That's how much of a crazy person was our Uncle Khosrow. He is not able to believe or trust the fact that it is his own horse. Why? Because of the legacy the GAROCHLANIAN family beholds. Hello there and welcome to Prep School English classes. I am your English teacher Kshama. In this session today, we are going to take up the first lesson from your supplementary textbook named as Snapshots, and the first lesson is The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. I've told you that in this textbook, it is mainly kept with the intention of, having extensive reading and enjoying and appreciating whatever the content that is there in this textbook. Now, in this story, what do we have? We are going to talk about the author, the background of the story, what are the characters that are there in the story, what are they doing with the horse. In the summer, a beautiful white horse, who is riding it, who is taking care of it, what is happening. Then now, that is the background and what is the summary of the lesson. And we're going to recap the entire lesson at the end of this session. Now over here, the story has been written by Armenian writer. What is his name? His name is William Saroyan. He is an Armenian-American writer, short storyteller. Okay, he is also a playwright. He's an Armenian and American novelist, playwright, short storyteller, as well as he was awarded the Pulitzer Prize, the highest prize or tribute that could be given for literature, Pulitzer Prize for drama in the year 1940. Okay, what else do we know about him? In the year 1943, what did he win? He won the Academy Award for Best Story of the film, The Human Comedy. He also won this award, the Academy Award for which the best story for the film he has written, The Human Comedy. Then he is regarded as one of the greatest writers of 20th century. In the 20th century, he was one of the greatest regarded writers. Then he wrote extensively about the Armenian immigrant life in the California. Now, who are immigrants? Are people who have left their place and moved on to another place due to many reasons there could be. Now, it could be because there are no resources in the places that they originally belong from, or there was a war or something that, kind of pushed them and left with no choice but to leave their original country and go to another place. So he actually extensively wrote about the Armenians who have moved to California and how was their life in California. That's what he wrote about. Now, what do we know about William? We know that he is an Armenian American writer, novelist. He wrote short stories and he also wrote plays. Now, for the drama that he wrote, he has also received in the year 1940 the Pulitzer Prize. He also won the Academy Award for what? For his story for the film The Human Comedy in the year 1943. Then he was regarded as one of the most well-known writers from 20th century, and he extensively wrote about the immigrant lives from Armenia to who are living in California. That's what we know about our writer William Saroyan. Without wasting any time, let's dive and see what is the story about. Keep your ears and eyes open for the story. Now, in this story over here, we have two boys. What are their names? What is happening? I'll tell you about it. The first boy that you see sitting on the window over here, he's actually at the moment asleep. When he's asleep, the speaker over here, his name is Aram. Okay, he is 9-year-old. When he was sleeping, he is woken up by his cousin. He comes by the window and wakes him up. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. What is this guy doing outside the window 4 o'clock in the morning? Okay. His name is Mourad. Now, this Mourad is the cousin that we all have. This cousin over here will be famous in the entire family as the craziest of all, right? Somebody who just listens to their impulses and does everything that they want to do. A crazy head, okay? This boy that we see out of the window is that cousin of yours, okay? That is Mourad for you all. Now, these are Armenian boys, 4 o'clock in the morning. Mourad has come to see Aram, who is asleep, fast asleep, 4 o'clock in the morning, obviously. He's 9-year-old, poor guy. Now, He has not come alone. Guess what? He has come with a beautiful white horse. Where did the horse come from now? Okay. Now, Mourad enjoyed more than anything just being alive and just going around everywhere, making best of whatever that is possible in his day-to-day life. He's that kind of guy. Now, where did the white horse come from? We all want to know, right? Now, the first memory, the initial memories that Aram has is that he always was very fond of Mourad. Both Mourad and Aram were very crazy about horses. They always wanted to ride horses very badly. But the second thing that they always remember is that they were poor. They did not have enough money to own a horse or to go horse riding every single day. That's how crazy they were about horses, but they could not afford to have one. In such case, where did this beautiful horse come from? Interesting, isn't it? Now over here, where did the horse come from? We'll figure that out later. Now these two boys over here belong to the GAROCHLANIAN family. Now what is this GAROCHLANIAN family? This family of tribes who live in Armenia, they are well known, very well known for their honesty. It is true that they're poor, it is true that they don't have money, it is true that sometimes these kids wonder, where is the money enough to fill their bellies with food coming from? Do we have at least that much money? They have wondered. But over here, now that they are, struggling to survive, keep up with their food and basic survival factors, having a horse is such a big deal. Owning a horse is such a big deal, isn't it? But it is also written like a fact. It is obviously known to everyone, universal, that GAROCHLANIAN family is known for their truthfulness, honesty. No matter what happens, they will not lie. They will not, take things from somebody. They will not take advantage of somebody's vulnerability. That's what we know about GAROCHLANIAN family. What do we know? It is a poverty-stricken tribe. There's no money to just fill their bellies. That's a mystery itself. But they're famous for their honesty. Keep this thing etched in your heads that this family is known for their honesty. There's nothing wrong that this family could do. Okay? They are proud and honest. That's the first thing for them. Right, wrong, taking money from others, everything comes later. Their pride, their honesty, truthfulness is what matters to them before their life as well. Now, forget about stealing. Stealing does not come in the picture if they don't, if they are that honest, if they are proud of the honesty that they have. Forget about stealing, right? Now, they wouldn't dare to take advantage of others. But that is the question. Then where did the horse come from? If you did not steal, then where did the horse come from? Did it fall from the sky? Let's find out. Now over here, just as we are wondering, Aram is also wondering, where did the horse come from? Okay, I know we are crazy about horses, but I am also very well aware of the fact that we don't have enough money to buy a horse, to have a horse. Then where did the horse come from? Okay, so A, it's not bought. That's scratched out. Then is it stolen? Definitely stolen, I believe. That's what Aram was thinking in his head. Later on, Mourad invites him to come offer a ride. Come on, why are you wasting your time? Just hop out of the window and let's go for a ride. Aram also takes the chance and gets ready and all, goes out. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, okay? Then, now Aram in his head, the speaker is thinking that, stealing a horse is not actually equivalent to stealing something else. How is it that? Let's understand his logic. This little boy over here thinks, when you're crazy about something, it's not like stealing. It's not like stealing something else. If you have stolen a horse for the sake of selling it and to get money, that's stealing, right? There you have greediness. You want money and everything. But over here, with a lot of passions that they have to ride a horse, to just see a horse, for the sake of the craziness that they have for the horse, they've stolen it. Now that cannot be considered as stealing, right? The speaker over here is trying to make himself feel better, okay? That's one thing. If you're crazy about horses, that's like stealing, okay? Then with the intention of selling it, yes, then that could be considered as stealing, my friend. And he explains where his house was. It was in the Walnut Avenue Road. At the back of his house, there was vineyards, orchards, and there was irrigation ditches. There were country roads and everything. He explains the atmosphere around his house. There, it was on the Walnut Avenue that they were, how their house was. At the back of the house, there was vineyards, orchards, and everything. That's the scene setting for us. Now, what happens? Mourad has invited the speaker to take a ride on the horse, and he has jumped out of the window to go. He has agreed to go on this ride. We still don't know where the horse came from. Okay, that's still a mystery. The wonderful riding began, and Mourad couldn't control his excitement. He was, laughing and smiling and singing on top of his throat. Then, this guy over here is the natural descendant of craziness, felt the speaker. I mean, craziness comes to him naturally. Now, where does it come from? He says there's also another guy in the family who is as crazy as him. It's not his father. It's not Mourad's father. It's Uncle Khosrove. Now, there's this enormous, powerful head and black hair, largest mustache man over here. What is his name? Before going to that, he has, again, let's recap. He's enormous, has a powerful stature and powerful head, black hair, and big mustache, largest mustache. But this person over here, his name is Uncle Khosrove. Now, this guy has, extreme temper. He cannot handle people, doing chip, chip, chip around him, talking all the time. All that he says is, pay no attention to it. He's unbothered about anything. He's that careless about stuff. He has furious temper, gets easily irritated, and whoever is talking, he would roar and stop them from talking. That's how much it irritated him. Then, it's no harm, pay no attention to it, is the classic line of our Uncle Khosrove. Okay? Now, this man is compared with Mourad. Mourad is as crazy as this man only. Now, there's one instance our speaker shares with us. Arak is Uncle Khosrove's son. So, one fine day, what happens is that this is very interesting yet bizarre, okay? So, one fine day, this Uncle Khosrove is getting his mustache trimmed and getting a haircut or something in the barber's shop. So, he's sitting in the barber's shop. Arak comes running saying that the house is on fire, Daddy, the house is on fire. What will our Uncle Khosrove say? Pay no attention to it, is what he says. It is no harm, pay no attention to it. That's how much of a crazy person was our Uncle Khosrove. Now, the speaker feels that this guy, Uncle Khosrove and Mourad are obviously, it is true that they are related because they have the same nature, right? All that he would say is, chill bro, nothing is going to happen. Then, actually Mourad's father is Zorab, but Mourad is no way like Zorab. They are, relatives by flesh, and they are nowhere similar to each other is what the speaker feels. Then, what happens later? Mourad has a way with the horse. Now, Mourad knows how to ride. He has started to ride and everything. But Aram also wants to learn. He says, I also want to learn. If the horse listens to you, I also want the horse to listen to me, okay? Although he's 9-year-old, he wants the horse to listen to him and to be able to effortlessly ride the horse. Then, the name of the horse, the name that they have kept to the horse is Wazir, which means my heart. The word meaning of Wazir is my heart. And when Mourad says, Wazir, run, the horse runs. Okay? Then Aram says, I also want to take a ride. I want to ride alone. Mourad makes the speaker get down and takes a ride alone. Now, Aram also wants to do the same. But when he goes on to do the same, what happens is that the horse, skips over the vineyards and makes the speaker fall down. When the speaker falls down, the horse doesn't stop. It just goes on running. It takes half an hour for them to find the horse and get it back. Okay? By this time, you think it's still, the sun hasn't risen. It is still dark. No. People are waking up. It's time already, half an hour to search the horse. What do we do with the horse now? Do we hide it or do we take it back? Obviously, there's no chance of taking it back, right? So, they decide to hide it. Then, half an hour it took for them to catch hold of this free, let loose horse. Then, take it back or hide it? Obviously, hide it. Mourad started riding it long back. Did Mourad start to ride it long back? How is it that he says, okay, we can't take it back now. It is, time, the sun has risen, we can't do it. Now, the speaker is curious. Did Mourad start to ride it very long ago? Has he not told me about it? Or just this morning he has brought the horse here because he knows I am also crazy about the horse? Is that the case? The speaker wonders. Now, but Mourad says, whoever asks, you will say, this is the first morning we have taken the horse out and we have started to ride it. From where are we taking the horse out? We still don't know. It is true that when they say take back the horse or hide it, it is true that they have brought it from somewhere, which means it belongs to somebody else only. Okay, let's see what happens after this. Now, after this, the horse is hidden in a place. What is that place? It is a barn of a deserted place. It's a deserted barn which belongs to Vidhyaashram. His name is Vidhyaashram. He's the owner of the barn. It's deserted. Nobody lives there. So they decide to keep the horse over there. Then, at first, the horse used to run wild, wasn't coming to control at all. But then, there is an understanding that Mourad developed with the horse. He says, okay, Aram is still very small. He will not be able to do it all by himself all of a sudden. He still has to spend a lot of time with it. Then they come home, they have a hearty breakfast, and then there is Uncle Khosrow who is sitting in the house, there's mother, and then there comes a farmer after this. A farmer named John Byro. He is an Assyrian farmer. He comes home and speaks to Uncle Khosrow saying that, my horse is lost. It's been a month already. I'm not being able to find it. I don't know where it has gone or who has taken it. Then, we have lost homeland. Why cry over a horse? Now, these are people who have left their hometowns. We have known that William will talk about the Armenian immigrants who have come to other places, especially California. Now, these are also people who have left Armenia. Although they are Armenian boys, they have left Armenia and come to another foreign land. Uncle Khosrow maybe has become this apathetic person because of so many things that he has undergone through, right? Everything has a reason. I'm sure this behavior of his also has a reason. Now over here he says, we have lost homelands. Why are you whining over this horse? Okay. To which John Byro says that I have walked 10 miles. And what's worse than that is that I have spent dollars on this horse. Why do I not care about this horse? It costed me so much. Now I have to walk tens and hundreds of miles without having the horse. Pay no attention to it. It is no harm. Pay no attention to it is the classic line of our Uncle Khosrow. Now we know that it is John Byro's horse, isn't it? What happens next? This boy over here, our speaker, runs to Mourad and says, you know what? I know that it is John Byro's horse, but do not return it until I learn the horse. Is that fair? Is that unfair? You guys decide. He says, until I learn the horse, don't give it. That's what he said. Coming from a GAROCHLANIAN family, that's something strange, right? Now, that will be a year by the time you learn is what Mourad says. At least for 6 months, let's learn it. So from that day onwards, for 2 weeks straight, they went on, tried to ride the horse, tried to gain control it. But the speaker fell from the horse and it ran from there every time he tried to ride alone. Then, one fine day, they accidentally ran into John Byro himself along with the horse. Yes, now you have lied, you have kept the horse in hiding. He doesn't know that it is his horse. Now, it is the time of confrontation, is it? Then Mourad says, I'll do the talking. You don't talk anything. I'll handle it. Okay. So the farmer over here, John Byro, he started to study the horse. He looks at the horse and is like, oh, it's the same color as my horse. Let's look at its mouth and the way its teeth is and everything. Let's see if I can identify it. Will he identify it? Is it the time that these two boys are caught? Oh no. Then he asks, what is the name of your horse? And to which Mourad says, Wazir, which means my heart. That's what I have named him as. John Byro says, yeah, that's a nice name. Well, he does thorough inspection. Then he says, if your family history was unknown, if I was somebody who did not know the history of your family, they would have confused this twin horse of yours with mine. He is not able to believe or trust the fact that it is his own horse. Why? Because of the, legacy the GAROCHLANIAN family beholds. They are known for their truthfulness, their honesty. How can people from this same family steal his horse? He thinks that it is a twin horse. It cannot be mistaken with my horse. I know the history of your family, my friend. Then, knowing this, the boys are like taken aback. Oh no, we shouldn't have done that. That doesn't sound good. That's not what we should have done, right? So the boys, like good boys, they decide to return the horse to John Byro. They go and leave the horse there. Even the dogs do not bark at them. It's as though the dogs also are pretty, evidently know the history of this GAROCHLANIAN family. They also do not bark at them. Then Mourad says, I have a way with the dogs as well. So the dogs listen to me as well. Come on, no worries. Then he says, I have a way with the dogs as well. The horse was returned. Then the same evening, John Byro comes to their house, the same house of the boys who had stolen his horse, and he doesn't know about it yet. He comes with the horse and he shows the horse to KHOSROVE. He shows the horse to the speaker's mother and says, look, my horse is returned. And thank God it was stolen. Why is this man thanking God? Because his horse was stolen? There are reasons for that. Now he says his horse has become stronger than ever and it has got better temperament too. Meaning that Mourad has been riding the horse for a very long period of time now and he has rode it completely all over. It has become stronger than ever and it has become, better tempered. It has calmed down. He was like, thank God it was stolen, John Byro says. Now that was the story that we had. It was a very cute, very little story. It was about two Armenian boys, Aram and Mourad. And there is Aram who was sleeping, Aram se, and who was woken up at 4 o'clock by his cousin Mourad. And he has come not just empty-handed. He has come with a beautiful white horse and he invites him for a ride. Then, knowing the GAROCHLANIAN family's history, I'm sure that, he wouldn't have stolen it from somewhere or anything like that because they are honest and truthful people. But we find out that it is actually stolen from the farmer John Byro. We also know about how crazy Mourad is, just as his uncle KHOSROVE, who says pay no attention to anything. Right, when the horse was returned also, he says pay no attention to it all. Your horse has finally come back, right? What is the problem? So, later on, the boys decide to keep the horse and, try to ride it. Aram also wanted to ride it alone. He wanted to have a way with the horse as well, just as Mourad has it. Then, when it was time about to return the horse from where it belongs, horse ran all over the place and it took them half an hour to search the horse. Then, they finally decide to hide the horse somewhere and not return it to John Byro's place. And they find a deserted barn. So, they keep the horse there. Then John Byro comes home and tells how that his horse has been stolen. To which KHOSROVE says, our lands have been stolen. We have left our own homelands. Why are you whining about a horse? But this horse costed him a lot, so he badly wanted it back. So when there was a chance encounter between these two boys, the horse and John Byro, he could not believe that it is his own horse based on giving the GAROCHLANIAN family's history. So he lets them go, okay? This makes the boys feel bad and they return the horse back to him. But John Byro thanks God, saying that I'm glad that the horse was stolen because it has, the temperament of the horse has improved and it has become stronger than ever. Let me know what you thought of the story. What is the moral that you get out of the story? It is true that being truthful comes in handy. You might not agree that, it has not come to handy to me right now at this moment. It will always come handy to you at some point in time. That's what the story tells you about. Let me know what you thought about the story. On that note, I'll see you all in the next class. Thank you.